Hello, my friends, and welcome to our final reading lesson of the week. We've done some great work thinking about inferencing, and we are going to dive into this idea that we shouldn't just be inferencing at the end of the stories. We should be using our inferencing tools before we read, while we're reading, as well as after we read. So we're going to explore that idea a little bit further. Again, a quick review that when we make inferences, we're taking information from the stories, information from the text, clues, if you will, and then combining them with our background knowledge, the knowledge that we have in our brain, right? So we need the two of those to come together to make an inference. And as we know, an inference is just having us understand a little bit more about what the author is trying to tell us, because we know that they don't always say exactly what they want us to understand. So let's practice inferring before, during, and after reading. Now, before we read, of course, if we're reading a story, we would do a picture walk, we do all this kind of stuff. Obviously, this is a bit of a shorter passage, so I'm just going to look at this first couple of sentences. Boom, bang, boom. Andy jumped from the couch, startled by a loud noise outside. He walked down the hallway to try and find his dad, but suddenly he heard a crackling noise and saw a bright flash light up the entire room. So I'm going to pause here. So I can already tell Andy is this little dude, and all of a sudden he's hearing these loud noises, right, outside. And so he's starting to walk. He's like, ugh, I don't know about this. He's walking, and then he hears a crackling noise and sees a bright flashlight, or bright flash of light. Excuse me, Miss Finger's having a hard time speaking. So I'm thinking, what makes loud noises outside and might make a bright flash of light? What about a thunderstorm? Maybe Andy's in a thunderstorm. It doesn't say that, but I can use these clues and what I know to combine to make an inference. Dad told him that everything would be all right, but they definitely would not be going to the outdoor school carnival today. Bummer. I know that I would be upset if I wasn't able to go to the carnival because of a storm, so I bet Andy might be feeling the same way. They would have to spend the day inside watching movies instead. Andy was sad about missing the carnival, but he knew they had already planned to have the event next weekend if it had to be canceled. Andy found his dog Max and they snuggled on the couch to watch a good movie, right? So we see it's saying, oh, he's sad, right? He's sad about missing the carnival, but he knew they had already planned to have the event next weekend if it had to be canceled. Well, I know a lot of times they call that a rain check or rain date. Like sometimes those events happen. It seems like that's happening for Andy. Now, I can tell in this story, I can infer that Andy is a student. And I can make that inference because, first off, he's living in his family's house. He's looking for his dad. And we can tell that he's in school because he's going to a school carnival, right? You wouldn't be going to a school carnival if you weren't in school, right? I'm taking that information that I know, matching it with clues from the text. Now, I can also infer that at the end of this story, Andy is okay. He is feeling all right, even though he's a little bit sad before, he's okay. And I can infer this because this last sentence says, Andy found his dog Max and they snuggled on the couch to watch a good movie, right? So I know if I'm feeling really snuggly with my dog, especially in a storm, nice and cozy, that I'm feeling pretty okay with my body, even if I was feeling let down. And I can see that Andy is doing the same thing. So the author did not give us all of this information. He did not say Andy is a fifth grader at blank blank school and he lives in this house. We had to infer, we had to fill in the gaps where the author did not give us information. And that's exactly what inferring is. So what you're going to get to do today is you're going to infer. And when I have you infer, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be making sure to infer not just at the end of the story, but inferring as you read, the beginning, the middle, and the end, okay? Because again, authors might not include information, and it's not just at the end they don't include it, they might not include it throughout. So my friends, with that, I'm going to let you go. We will come back on Monday for the start of our final review of the year, which is super, super crazy. So have some fun doing this inferring work. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Bye.